Hey y'all, DB here. Welcome on back to the Smoke Dungeon. Today we're taking a look at a few Battletech minis. I just want to share a few thoughts. So this is like a lance of 4 random dudes that I painted when I was just like messing around with stuff during the Rona. These are all dudes from either the beginner's box or the main box, the armored combat box. So yeah, let me show them to you, and then I want to share a few thoughts. So the first one I'm going to show you is this locust, because we all love a locust, right? And I just want to explain something, how easy this was. Like this locust, nothing special, right? Nothing special. Pretty basic. But like as far as tabletop quality, he's pretty awesome, right? Well, let me tell you, this locust took me about 5 minutes to paint, y'all. White primer, and then literally, this is one coat of basilicum gray, I think it's basilicum gray, contrast paint. And you go a little heavy and then just brush it around, right? And you get a great definition for just like a standard bog armor gray mech, dude. And, you know, like a lot of the Mech Warrior video games and everything, like a lot of the mechs are just like gray. And these models actually take very well to this. The gray more so than some of the other colors, which I'll show you in a second. And then I just threw like a light purple on here and then hit it with a little bit of white in there and thinned it. Ooh, excuse me. Picked out a little detail. You got a little searchlight in there, etc. This, you could still dry brush some silver on that, but I didn't even bother to do that. Then I threw some technical paint on here, splotched a little on the toes so he looked like he had claws, you know what I mean? And boom, you got yourself a kick-ass locust, dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So, like, you really shouldn't tell me you can't paint, because if somebody says they can't do that, like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. But that being said, this one is a catapult, y'all. And he, just like this dude, is basilicum gray. You see? Pretty straightforward, right? And then we just went one more step. We made this panel black to kind of like break it up, give him a little action in there, you know what I'm saying? Make him a little different than his buddies. Then I hit these launchers, made them yellow. Was going to put some hazard striping on them or paint this part black, but I decided against it. Wanted to keep it simple. But I did paint black X's here and here. You know what I'm saying? Then I did throw some silver on the back here in these ventings, but it's tough to tell due to the gray. But again, super easy. Took me maybe 20 minutes? I don't know. Super easy. Could you go more steps further than this? Of course you could. But you know what? On the tabletop, from arm's length, a little bit farther, if he creeps across the edge of the board, you know what I'm saying? Looks perfect. Looks perfect. Now, those ones are both basilicum gray based, right? Well, let's look at 2 other ones. This one I'm not well pleased with, and it pisses me off, because this one is a griffin, and the griffin I had a model of when I was a kid. It was like I don't know if it was a Revel model or what, but I basically had this dude in green plastic. And I put them together when I was a kid on vacation one time up in the mountains. And I distinctly remember that for some reason in my memory banks. And so when I opened this dude, who came in the intro beginner's box set, it was the only way to get this guy. I don't know if he's available in a force pack now or not. So I only had one of this guy, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm painting him green just like when I was a kid. Yada, yada, yada. And so that's what I did. And you'll see. I don't know. This is, I forget exactly what green this was that was a contrast. I don't know if it was Looks a little bright to be Dark Angels. I don't know. But I don't like how it turned out at all. I think it's rubbish. And I would much rather have this dude painted this color. But you know what? I'm not going to change it now because, like, mistakes happen. Mistakes were made. And this Griffin will now proudly serve as this kind of crap. Like, almost like a jade green. So you do have to be careful what colors you choose and select. But you see the contrast, I mean, it actually did what it says on the tin, like it's darker in certain spots, but I feel like without any extra steps of dry brushing or highlighting, etc., although I did do a little, but not enough, clearly, at least for myself. But without those extra steps, it doesn't look that great. You know, from far away, the detail, you can't really make out these darker lines, and it's just kind of, you know, kind of rubbish, dude. And I also am not sold on this blue that I threw in there. I don't know. Yeah. So, I mean, that's, I threw the gray detail, or the silver detail in there to break it up and get the vents and stuff. Back of his legs, everything like that. But yeah, for some reason, I don't really like that, especially when compared to this. And this took me like 5 minutes, and this one took me longer. This one probably took about a half hour. I mean, granted, not much work, etc. But yeah, like now I wish I painted this one gray. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I may go back in on this dude, or I just may leave him as is, and then that way, like, when I just charge forward and he catches, you know, particle cannons to the face, I won't really feel bad. And this one is a rifleman who, again, I wanted him to be like one I remembered from the old artwork. This is a rifleman from the Inner Sphere Battle Lance, maybe? Yeah, and I was like messing around with stuff with him. I was gonna do a desert camo on him, but like a darker base for my desert camo. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just paint him brown, and who really cares? But I feel also like this one, like this green dude, that this didn't really come out the best it could. You know what I mean? I feel like parts of it, like up here, I don't know, you can see it pooled there, etc. I missed a spot down here by his crotch, y'all. Yeah. The green I like a little better here, but yeah, I don't know. But I wanted to show you that, and show you that, like, you know, these mistakes that I made, and these that I really like, I mean, they form the same lance. I use this as one lance, strangely enough. But like, those mistakes didn't stop me. And you got to keep going. You know, you might not always do your best work, but do work. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to painting, anyway. When it comes to life, DB really adheres to the rule that if you're gonna do something, you fucking do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you show up to work, you work. You know, dick around. But when it comes to painting, you know, you'll make mistakes, and making mistakes is how you get better. So I just wanted to share that with you. And also, I wanted to share with you how awesome it is just to paint your mechs, your basilicum gray, dude. You know what I mean? And get a dope definition out of them. So, yeah. I feel that, at least for the Inner Sphere mechs, some of the Omni mechs and Clan mechs, with the round, where they're more rounded, they're not as angular. Those ones, not so bueno. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, remember, be good to one another. Do what you feel.